let me introduce your fighters again. Firstly, fighting out of the blue corner, he's the reigning European Open champion. He's also the reigning, defending IMMAF Junior Bantamweight champion of the world from England, Muhammad Mokaev. And to face him over in the red corner, he's the European Open silver medalist. He's the world silver medalist. He's the current Oceania gold medalist from Japan. It is Reo Yamaguchi. Your referee, Mr. Jan Verbornik from the Czech Republic.
And that what sticks in the craw of Reo Yamaguchi. The man across the way from him is the reason those are silver medals every time.
Reo Yamaguchi, every night he has gone to bed since those finals, has dreamt of Muhammad Mokaev. Look at the intent on his face. Mokaev stared him down as he entered the cage. Loads of respect outside, but this is business. This is the third time they'll face each other. Can Mokaev do it again, or will Yamaguchi be able to finally claim a gold off of this monster that is Mokaev?
Well, they traded upright for the moment. Yamaguchi came out all guns blazing, but Muhammad immediately tied him up. Short knee and short hook. And one of the things we were discussing, Brian, in the build-up to this final, because it was such, on paper, you'd looked at the bantamweight and you went, yes, again, is that Mokaev has a very underrated stand-up game, even possibly underrated by himself.
And that's exactly what Dean Garnett said. He's saying, look, he's wrestling every single round and he's got good stand-up, evolving stand-up, and that can buy him a bit of extra energy. But I think what we saw there from Yamaguchi, straight out the blocks, he wants to wear on Mokaev's cardio. Mokaev has had 2 close decision wins to get to this final. Yamaguchi had yesterday to rest, recover, game plan against this, and I think that's exactly what he wants to do. Put the pressure on Mokaev and see if those 2 fights before this are going to play a part in this final tonight.
Even sitting cage side, eating, watching his opponent, saying, look, here I am, look at this.
It was phenomenal to see that the Japanese team had an iPad filming it. They were making notes, they were talking through it when certain significant moments happened, and in particular, I think they were very pleased at how hard Mokaev had to work, but also in both of his last fights, he has been taken down, which is uncharacteristic completely for this young man.
But still, we must point out he was taken down, but both decisions were unanimous. It wasn't like they were in doubt.
No.
And this is the mark of a true champion. You have moments, but you weather them. And there's huge support for Yamaguchi. And look at Mokaev smiling before he rings. He smiled at the Japanese fans.
He smiled at them, and then he hip-tossed Reo Yamaguchi right onto his back, and that's what he's about. He is the complete package. When you look at somebody who doesn't just fight like this, isn't just winning gold medals and high accolades, but he also, Dagestan Airlines in full effect there, and the smile. Look,
he's looking at them again. There's his answer to the Japanese fans. Now let's put this in perspective. The Japanese were cheering because of the knees going into the midsection of Mokaev from Yamaguchi. As he was taking the knees, he smiled at them, and we saw what happened. As you said, he's not just the complete package. He's the complete package in marketing terms, his character, his personality.
Every promotion's dream right there. But this is another big toss there from Muhammad Mokaev, but he's got to stay switched on. Reo Yamaguchi, it's all fine playing to the crowd, but this is the first round, and Reo Yamaguchi is a fantastic martial artist. He is a great competitor, and he's won gold at the Asian Open as well, so he is top of the pile. So Muhammad Mokaev is fine playing to the crowd, but I'm sure Dean Garnett will be saying, stay switched on, stay focused.
That said, those 2 big slams were making a statement. That was his statement in return, and we're inside the last 10 seconds, and what an opening round. What excitement, what tension. This is what it's all about. IMMAF World Championships opening round, and you couldn't get better. Dean Mokaev, as you said, the crowd responding to him, and Dean, he knows how his man works. And look at this, the opening exchanges, Reo Yamaguchi in strong, and then he reverses this, and when he starts to drive in those knees, this is his response to it. This is why he's such an exciting character. And now these with the exclamation marks. How it's played on Reo Yamaguchi mentally that first round, and having lost twice before. But as you said, I don't think Muhammad Mokaev can afford to be complacent against such an opponent.
Oh, absolutely not. And you already see the striking prowess of Yamaguchi moving forward. Nice level change there from Mokaev. And again, he just bulldozes him over, steps out of trouble, and then moves back in, smothers his opponents. Really can drown you in there. And yeah, 3 minutes can feel like an hour under the pressure of Muhammad Mokaev.
Speed of transition, the speed of the level change, Brian. This is what's so impressive.
And this is at amateur level as well. We keep talking about this, about how the IMMAF is growing year on year. And this young man has become the poster boy. In Japan, Reo Yamaguchi is touted as one of the biggest talents to come out of there. This is why he wants to take out Muhammad Mokaev. But what he's coming up against time and time again is somebody who shows up every single time he's put under pressure. In fact, somehow he pulls out a better performance each time. And yet again here, right now against Yamaguchi, round 2, which is round 8 for these two. He's again on the back of Yamaguchi.
Brian, Dean Garnett made exactly the same point. He said the second time they came, he said Yamaguchi came back stronger, fitter and more dangerous. And yet Muhammad Mokaev dealt with that even better than he did the first time around. And I've got to be honest, he's doing the same here. So far in this third encounter, he's doing it even more.
And this is something which is so impressive from this young man, because he's had a hard route. He's had to shake those two fights off physically and mentally. And you can see it, he shines under these spotlights, and he's doing so once again. Yamaguchi must be wondering what he's got to do to get one up on Muhammad Mokaev. Right now under a lot of pressure, clock ticking down as well, and arguably first round Mokaev, certainly the second round, this sort of dominating positions.
Oh, I think with those big slams, I'd say certainly the first round as well, Brian. He reaped the leg, then he did the 2 slams, and it was the nonchalance that he did it with as well. And he's doing it the same here. And do you know what? Real stars thrive under pressure. That's when, you know, anybody can be professional, as we said, when it's going your way. It's when it's not going your way, as in the route to this final for Mokaev. True talent stands out. True
talent, and cream rises to the top as well, Malcolm, and that is exactly what happens with these two. There's no, it's no coincidence that both of these have been in last year's final, have been in the Euro final together, and they're now facing each other for a third time in this World Championships. It really is showing the level, the standard, and Reo Yamaguchi, I'm a huge fan of that man as well. He really is a consummate martial artist and professional. But Mokaev, this smothering, high-level grappling style.
Well, that's the thing. I'm glad you picked that out, because the other thing about Reo Yamaguchi that we're not seeing here because of who he's against is he's also a flamboyant stylist and character. And in previous rounds, we've seen some incredible, crazy stuff from him. But he won't do this, obviously, with Mokaev because it's so tense. But for me, that's 2 rounds to the good for the reigning champion. He's just got to retain his focus. And
great transitions in the ground. Superb. Grappling from himself, and judo as well we see, which makes that hip toss even more impressive from Mokaev. But what Mokaev can see now is the finish line. He has had 2 hard fights. First of all, when he won that one against the Bulgarian, a very difficult position, that armbar, got through that. Then he faced a tough Kazakhstan fighter, and you could see it was difficult, but now there's just 3 minutes left.
And he's also telling Yamaguchi, it doesn't matter you had a rest, it doesn't matter I had a hard fight, I'm on my toes, I'm not sitting down, I'm moving around, I am as fresh as I was in round 1, there's going to be more of the same. Look, runs across the cage, all psychological warfare from one so young as well.
Yeah, absolutely, he plays the game on every single level, but he works so hard. That level change, look at that. Used the momentum of Yamaguchi as he's coming forward, got that double, and then dropped him to the mat once again. And now Yamaguchi, early in this fight, where he must have either wanted to end up on top or stay striking, will be taking deep breaths, wondering, how do I get out of this?
He exchanged the 2 punches with him, took the 1 shot from Yamaguchi, slipped beautifully for that level change under the 3rd, just as Yamaguchi thought, we're going to trade here. That's the mindset, that's the incredible nature of this young man. And what will this be? Brian, is this his 22nd?
21st fight. 21st. So if he wins this, it'll be 21-0 as an amateur. But these aren't just 21-0s. That's 2 World Championships, a European, as well as winning pretty much all the amateur gold in his weight bracket back in the UK.
Incredible stuff here. And Reo Yamaguchi must think, what have I got to do? Such an impressive athlete. And that's the thing we can't stress enough. These victories are against a man that, if you take Mokaev out of the equation, would probably be wearing that gold regular as clockwork.
I have absolutely no doubt. These are number 1 and number 2, but unfortunately Reo Yamaguchi is living in an era where Mokaev is also entering these tournaments in the same bracket as him.
Oh, pinning that right arm now.
Yeah,
it's
that
the control.
crucifix,
Here's the crucifix
the beat
beat
down.
down.
Now he's just going to work from there. If he can get a finish, both times he's beaten Yamaguchi have been by decision. Now he's got this crucifix position, that beat down. Yamaguchi trying to work his legs back in. He's done really well there.
Oh, personal pride. He will not want to lose this by stoppage. That would be the worst case of nightmare. It's bad enough having all these silver medals, but to be stopped as well would be too much for this young man. But Muhammad Mokaev are really going for that big fit. And you know by the reverse, he would love that this time out.
Oh, without a doubt, that would be the icing on the cake, as they say. But Reo Yamaguchi's not going to leave this this contest without an absolute battle right to that final second. Reaps the legs now, just controlling that, stopping Yamaguchi being able to base. Clock ticking down. Yamaguchi threatening that neck, but with those legs locked up, it's going to be very, very difficult. Now the legs are out. Mokaev's got to be aware. But he's going to shoot for that single, try and work and pull that left leg back in. He's still talking to the crowd. I think he's even talking to the corner there of Reo Yamaguchi.
Yes, there's a little smile from one of the two cornermen there. I think he can't believe what he's seeing either. He's saying, are you under pressure from this potential guillotine and you're talking to me?
Now he's looking for that front choke. It's difficult to get there. You really have to push your opponent up. 10 seconds left.
It's not enough for Reo Yamaguchi. And look at Mokaev, he knows.
And now he's going to reap those legs. His hands are already locked. Once again, he puts Reo Yamaguchi on the mat and ends up in mat. What a way to finish. Pound for pound, best athlete in the world at these IMMAF tournaments. My goodness, Muhammad Mokaev once again steamrollers the super talented Reo Yamaguchi.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges score the contest 30 points to 27 points.
Total shutout.
And now the 2019 Junior Bantamweight champion and 2-time champion of the world in the blue corner, from England, Muhammad Mokaev.